It's me, Artem, and Alex. So we are starting our Startup Garage show. And yeah, let's check how it's now with the sound, with the video. Can you hear us? Can you see us? Let's wait a bit. As we are streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So I'm very excited. This is the first time we are going live for all these platforms at the same time. So just let me know. Can you see it? Okay. Wait a little bit. Yeah. So we already have some first viewers. Okay. So just let me know if you can hear us, if you can see us. Just write in the comment how is the sound. Yeah, I will be very appreciated if you let us know. Okay, I see that. I need to share the stream in the Facebook. Yeah, it's the first time, so we can have some technical issues, but I'm sure it will be exciting. So yeah, as we are starting together, I would like to say about this show, why we decided to do it. So actually right now I'm in garage. That's why the name for this show is Startup Garage Show. And it's mostly will be dedicated, as you can understand, to startups. And if you know, Apple was founded in garage, Google was founded in garage, and we finally found our garage. So now we can start something great as well. And of course, I want to introduce Alex that will be hosting this show in the future and interviewing the great entrepreneurs all around the world. So Alex, hello.
Yes, nice to see everyone.
Yeah, Alex is a great man. So I just tell you a bit a short story how it's everything started. So in LivaRava we now mostly focused on the Europe and United States markets, and we started learning English very intensively with all our team. And thanks to Alex, we became more and more advanced, and we decided to make this great show. And Alex is a really nice interviewer, and he asked very nice questions, and it's very interesting to talk with him. So organically, we can discuss a lot of interesting topics. So Alex, why have you decided to join this show? Just can you tell me what's happened?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. So this show could help startups to advertise themselves and attract good customers. Yes, and Artem, could you tell us a little bit about your company?
Oh, thank you, Alex. Yeah, mostly all the people that could watch us know what we are doing. So LivaRava is a platform for knowledge management, and we are doing it for years. And I hope a lot of our viewers also our customers, and we are helping them to manage their knowledge and to share it with the wider audience. Some of our projects have daily like for 40,000 daily visitors per day. Yeah, so it's amazing. I'm really proud about it. So yeah, so we're just helping people to manage, to store, to manage, and to share their knowledge. Yeah, that's it.
And how can your customers benefit from using your system?
You know, I think we should start from the very beginning, like when I was a student, and I was spending a lot of time in libraries, in different libraries, in the library in the university, in the Bernatsky library, in all these beautiful and then huge libraries. And you know, sometimes I could spend days just to find something, like to find specific book or specific magazine. So later, when I finally found this book, I was spending more time just to find this information. And yeah, in some cases I was happy as I could find this very important piece of knowledge, but sometimes it was unsuccessful, and the time was wasted. And of course, later when the internet became more popular, you could search in the internet, but still there was not so much information. So I created my website where I started to collect all the articles and books and then interesting events. And that's how I created one of the biggest informational portal in very specific niche, scientific niche. It was technical diagnostics and non-destructive testing. And yeah, it was very exciting process. So that's how this platform was born. And I realized that this technology could be used not only for myself, but also it could be used by different people. And that's how we created a small community of my friends and colleagues, and we just I just started to recommend them use this technology as well, and our community started to grow. So how the business can benefit from it? Very easily. You know, only in the United States, annually, the whole economy of United States is losing about 5% of the whole GDP, and this it's just astronomical number, like $1 trillion is wasted every year just because of the poor knowledge management. So here is the space where you can earn so much value just with a better knowledge management. So people do not waste their time for searching or repetitive searching information, and they just can get it very fast, and that's how the company can be more efficient and have more revenue and profits.
Oh, thank you. Interesting. And Artem, you know, when I edit a file, I confess, so I save it in two different places on my computer, and then I put it on a memory stick, and then I save it, if when I have a little bit of time, and I save it on another computer. I mean, just in case. not one file, but kind of like the files that I edited over the last 3 days. So what are some good? Of course, it takes it takes a little bit of time. I kind of copy them like file by file. Yeah, so I'm probably like from the last century. So what are the strategies for saving knowledge, and what are the good practices, and what are the best technologies from your experience for saving and for managing knowledge?
Yeah, as you mentioned, yeah, you can store your knowledge, your information in a very different way, and of course, flash drive. It's in some moment was very popular, but yeah, you can lost it. So it's very unsafe to and secure to store your information like this. So yeah, you can use your notebook just with a pencil or a pen, and of course it still will work. And I personally use notepads, notebooks a lot. I like to write, but it's nice to write some diary, but it's not good for storing the knowledge, as you cannot put in the notebooks a lot of information, and still you can lose your uh, your notebook. Yeah, it could be stolen, etc. So it could be damaged. So that's not the safest way to store your information. So now the best is to store your information in the clouds. There are now many of them, and of course they provide some features that's great enough. But for me, yeah, we create another clouds. It's built by analogy of how human brains works. So neurons and axons, and we are storing the information by this analogy in our cloud. And I believe this is one of the best way to store and organize information. So everything is connected. You can find anything in any time from any place in the world. So that's how you can live in a very great lifestyle. You can go wherever you want, when you want. So, and your knowledge will be with you everywhere and anytime. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I came across this idea on the internet that knowledge management systems increase productivity of companies. But could you tell us a couple of words? In what way can knowledge management increase employees' productivity?
Uh, so how the company, yeah, the company could benefit in a different way. And one of the most efficient is that, in the every company, especially if it's based on some technologies and scientific knowledge, uh, but even if in a small company, you can have a brand book with some business processes, and sometimes it takes time to learn everything. For example, probably you know that even McDonald's have their own institute to learn and to study how to make burgers. And so even such like simple process sometimes could be complicated. And in every organization, if you do not have this system of knowledge management and learning and transferring this knowledge, then company can lose a lot of money just because when the new employee is hired, then you should spend a lot of time to help him learn everything in the company, and that's how company is wasting a lot of resources. But if you have this system and the knowledge is stored in a proper way and it could be used for learning, then that's how company will benefit a lot. It's one part. The second part is that, for example, marketing. Yeah, marketing is also very important as it's the main tool to grow your business. And if you do not have all the information gathered about your products and services, then it became very hard to communicate with your customers and to promote your products, your company. And as it's done in a proper way, then it became very easy. So every person in your company can use this material and just share it with their friends or relatives, etc. And yeah, that's another part. Yeah, so it's mostly about content management. Yeah, and also we can work with our customers. Yeah, sometimes if you have a lot of customers, like dozens or hundreds, it became very hard to communicate with everybody. So that's how you should have some information systems that will help you to understand what kind of customers do you have, who is communicating about what. And so if some manager is not available, so another person could secure this communication so he can continue to talk with the customer as the other persons that was working with this customer before. So they will have the same information and they can continue to talk about this customer needs and provide the service and products it's supposed to do. And so this is about customer relationship management. And the third one is business processes. So every business process can also be very unique, and company also have to teach all the employees how to make the business process in the most efficient way. And sometimes this business process could be also complicated. That's why you should have the whole information about how this process is going, what are the stages of this process. So it's mostly about business process management, and it also what makes company efficient. And so you can benefit for so many reasons. It's just a matter of how good are you in managing all this information, distributing inside your company. So it should be internal communication and external communication with your employees, with your colleagues, teammates, with your customers, partners. So everything is interconnected. That's why I believe this neurons method is working pretty good, as everything is interconnected: customers, employees, products, services, communication. So yeah.
Oh, thank you, Artem. They're very interesting. It sounds like your system is organized like a human brain, but the difference is that it doesn't forget the information. Yes, and what kind of companies have found your system useful, and what kind of customers will likely find your system useful in the future? Can it be useful for a university?
Yeah, of course. I'm dreaming that someday it will be also available for universities as well. But universities right now, especially the best one, they have their own virtual environment. Like, they also provide a lot of materials online, and you can study online. So there are also some platforms where you can learn as well online. So yes, but if we are talking about our customers, it's mostly those organizations that work with a lot of information, and that's trying to use this information and transform it into the knowledge that then could be used again. So, for example, one of our clients is the biggest portal for NGO, and they collecting a lot of data from different NGOs from the whole country, and then they use the platform to redistribute these news and materials and opportunities to even wider audience. So that's how it works. Also, we create with scientific organizations like Ukrainian Science Club, or some commercial also organization that's connected to this scientific area. So yeah, mostly all our clients, one way or another, they using the platform for storing this knowledge and then share it with wider audience. It could be just people that's interested in the area, or it could be customers or partners. So yeah.
Oh, thank you, Artem. But Artem, where is your garage located? Is it in Ukraine, or where are you now?
I'm now in Silicon Valley, in San Jose. So it's really typical garage of one of the American house, and yeah, it's pretty cozy. And yeah, people here are working really hard. So a typical day for entrepreneurs in Silicon Valley is about, I don't know, 12, 14, 16 hours per day. So it seems like people are mostly working and not sleeping at all. But no, people are still sleeping here. So they also humans. But yeah, it's very typical for Silicon Valley to work hard and smart. So that's why there are so many great companies that became very, very, popularity is not the main characteristic, but I suppose they make a lot of impact. So they create a lot of value. And that's what I really like in the American culture, is this orientation into this to create more value. So like no bullshit. So it's everything is about value that you can give to your customers, to your friends, to yeah. So everybody are oriented to create something meaningful.
Artem, I know that you work hard on your projects, but still you find time to read some books on psychology and on business. But when we read a book, and over time many people forget most of information they learned from a book. What is your procedure? How, when you read a book, how do you save this information that you learned, these useful ideas that you learned from a book?
Yeah, thank you.
Do you take some notes and store them on the computer? What
yeah,
is your personal strategy?
just a moment. Yeah, this is my next book I'm reading right now. And yeah, usually I just start reading the book. I do it every day, and then I just mark the most interesting parts. I just
so you
highlight
use a
it.
marker.
Yeah, I just highlight it. When I find something interesting, I just make some notes, and then I try to make a neuron in LivaRava, and then so for example, I found some very interesting author or very interesting book or some article. So I just create this neuron, and I create these axons. Okay, this is article from this author, and this book is related to some topic. And that's how, yeah, maybe for now I'm not ready to read this book, but I just make it. So then later, when I will come back to this subject, I can find this book by name, by author, by subject, and as neurons are interconnected in the both ways, then I can find something not specifically because it was mentioned, but because I created so many connections, so I can find from very different points. So and that's why it's so efficient. So if you forget the name, you can remember the subject. If you forget the author, you can remember something that's related to this author. So that's how you still have this ability to find this information.
Artem, and it looks like knowledge has some special qualities. Like, for example, if I have a sandwich and I share my sandwich with my friend, then I have a half of a sandwich. But knowledge, if I share my knowledge with my friend, I still have my knowledge. But if my friend shares his knowledge with me, then I double my knowledge and he doubles my knowledge. So what is your strategy on sharing your knowledge and helping other, helping all this LivaRava community share their knowledge with each other?
So what exactly do you mean? How we can share it?
Yeah, yes. For example, you see, you are reading this interesting book and you learn something, but maybe there are some people from your team who can benefit from this information. Have you already developed a strategy for sharing how knowledge will be shared within the system, or do you plan to develop this strategy in the future?
Yeah. First of all, of course, it's a natural communication. If you are talking with these people often, so you can just talk to them and you can describe how wonderful was the book, what is the most interesting parts for you, and you just can share it very organically. And I like this way the most. But if you want to use some, yeah, you can share the name in the chat, so it also works. But in this way, it probably also could be lost or just missed in this constant flow of information. Now everybody are overflowed with all this information from literally from every corner of the house or the street. Yeah, so from smartphones. Yeah, so we have so much information right now, and that's why yeah, so if I want to be sure that the information is stored, and then I want to be sure that I can share it again. So that's why I create this neuron, and there you have also this simple button where you can share this neuron with anybody you want. You can share it through social media, through messengers, so you can use any channel of communication, email. You can even send it by SMS. So it's up to you. It's depending of how communication is structured in your specific company. For example, we use in also Slack. So sometimes we use Slack for communication. Yeah, depending of the working group. Yeah, somebody focused on media or marketing. Then somebody's focused on sales, somebody on development, somebody on finance, somebody on management. So we have different channels for every direction, and we sharing relevant information only, so people will not be over flooded with all this information.
Oh, Artem, you just kind of preempted my next question. So I understood there are different ways different channels people can share their knowledge. So you see, a computer can work 24 hours a day, but a human brain cannot work non-stop. Human brain needs some breaks to restructure this new information. So what is your personal strategy? What is your work hygiene to preserve, because there's to preserve your brain from being overloaded by all new information?
Yeah, probably I've created this hygiene like many years ago, and it's pretty efficient. First of all, yeah, in my first presentation of LivaRava, I've always showed this slide of how much information is created in 1 second. And I am updating this slide every year, and it seems like the growth is
Exponential.
The amount of YouTube's video, the amount of tweets, amount of messengers in messengers. So it seems like information amount is growing exponentially, and yeah, that's the world where we live, and it's organical. So in this world, you should be very consciousness about how you get information and how you consume it. Yeah, that's why, yeah, sorry for some of people, but all my notifications in my smartphone are switched off. So I just check my messengers only when I'm ready for it. So I check in it maybe 2-3 times per day. And the same is with email, and I never have notification for emails on my smartphone. So I just switch off all the disturbing possibilities. So that's how I can
Focus.
Stay
focused.
Stay focused, and this is very important, as this distraction is coming from everywhere. That's the only way how you can isolate yourself from these distractions. Yeah, of course, I'm using it a lot, like messengers and social media platforms, and of course this Google and other perfect things. I just use it when I really ready to. So before it, I just doing my routines with reading books, with making notes, thinking, and I just doing my schedule, and it is very focused on the goals that we have. Yeah, and of course in the team we are trying to spread this culture. So yeah, we communicate a lot, but we just make it efficient. You don't need to check your email 10 times per day. You just can check it once in the morning, for example, and reply to everything that matters, and that's it. Yeah, of course, I'm not talking about the support managers, as they have to reply for every message that's coming from our customers, our lovely customers. But I mean, I cannot do it by myself all the time. That's how I can stay efficient.
Oh, thank you, Artem. And so for example, healthy lifestyle
By
is,
the way,
yes.
sorry for interruption.
Yes,
I
go ahead.
just want to say that we have pretty nice audience right now. I cannot say the exact number, as it's spread it all around the different networks.
About three different channels.
Yeah, but it's quite interesting how the audience is growing, and we already have one sign up during our conversation. So yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, it sounds wonderful. Artem, for example, healthy lifestyle is sort of one of my interests, and I have some video files, and I have some articles, and I have some audio files, and maybe I have some links. Could you describe how can your system be used to store all these different, maybe like slides and videos and audio files and articles that it can be stored in one place?
um, what exactly do you mean? How I structure?
How can I,
How-
how, for example, how can I use, as far as I understand, you are developing a system, your company is developing a system for knowledge management, and how can I use this system to help me, keep all this information safe? And yeah.
Okay, I got it.
And this information is kind of, it's growing. So from time to time I find a new article and a new presentation. How can I start?
Yeah, you can just go to the website and sign up and start using it. Yeah, of course, you need to have some practice how to work with the tool, and we are making some webinars and helping people to learn more about and how to use these tools. But in general, of course, it's also about the culture. It's like you can have the mess on your table when all the books and papers are in a mess, and the same could be in your file storage. So of course, if you want to keep something in order, you have to create this order. But what's unique in our systems is we are not forcing people to do something in some way. Everybody is deciding for themselves how they will structure it. And that's why I believe this neuron and axons analogy is working pretty good. Is you just connect like if you have some slides, okay, you just connect it to the subject. If you have some article, you also can connect to the subject. If you want, you can connect slides to the article, so you can make any connections you want, and that's how you can structure this knowledge in a very flexible way. Yeah, by the way, I want to invite people not just watching us but also asking questions. You can make it in the comments in every social network, or you can join the Zoom link. It's available on the event page, and ask a question in person. Yeah, so and of course, when the video will be published, I'm inviting to like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends.
Yes, everyone, leave your comments below. Artem, but have you come across a situation when managers of a company want your system, but the employees are not really interested in learning how to use a new system? Have you come across this situation, and what how does your company usually overcome this situation?
I believe it's impossible to force. No, it's possible, but it's not very efficient to force somebody to use something. And the best way, when you just make this culture of knowledge management, and the reason is very simple. If so let's try to think about the efficiency of any organization. What is organization? Organization is people. So you cannot be efficient in the organization. I mean, the organization cannot be efficient if every person in this organization is not efficient. So the organization will be efficient if every person will be efficient. So that's why I believe that when every person will have these tools for that will help to be efficient, that's how the whole organization will be automatically efficient. So it's like, in the team, in the soccer team, in the football, yeah. So if every team player will not be efficient, the whole team will lose, I suppose.
Yeah, good comparison. Artem, but you see, in our competitive world, most managers are a little stressed. Do you think your system can help business people to keep their stress down?
Uh, you know, my experience and my knowledge says that yes, it could reduce the level of stress. And why and how, as thinking actually is the process, uh, for human, that's naturally organically reduce the level of stress. Yeah, it's better also to overthink something, but when you think, then the stress level is going down, as you are not just observing some situation. Thinking is what makes you to it helps you to analyze the situation and to find some solutions. That's why thinking is really good to lower the stress level. Of course, sometimes when you are in a stressful situation, uh, sometimes people just couldn't think. They just can't, and that's what could be challenging. But again, in this situation, you can reduce this stress with these specific techniques. For example, breathing. Just breathe deeply for 3 times at least, 3-4 times. And then take a pause, and then you can think. So yeah, but of course, thinking is reducing the amount of stress. And then, of course, when you think, and especially for the research, these knowledge management tools are great, as they just help you to store your research progress, and then you can come back to every piece and continue your research, yeah, in any time.
Artem, to stay competitive, companies need to keep generating creative ideas. So what is your procedure for generating creative ideas? How do you find creative ideas for your business?
Yeah, I know that there are some technique exists for different styles of thinking, like creative thinking or lateral thinking, etc. And yeah, it's you can learn it, you can use it. Yeah, but I like this very simple brainstorming processes. You can do it alone, you can do it in a group, and yeah, but the best way is observing. There's a lot of scientific achievements was done not because people was just thinking all the time, but because they were just observing the nature, observing the environment, and that's how lots of scientific great ideas came to mind of great people. So observing is very important, and observing and curiosity, that's what help to stay creative.
Artem, and one more time. So we live in competitive competitive world, and people and startups work hard and spend a lot of time developing their product, but people are not robots. People have emotions. In what way can your system help people to be happier?
Yeah, this is actually why I like the idea from the beginning. All these neurons and axons, as neuroscience now one of the most important area in science, and I still see how many we can benefit from this knowledge. And if we are talking about emotions, so everything is connected to our neurophysiology. So this is all about our habits, and yeah, you should be very consciousness about how you structure your day, when you wake up, when you go into sleep, when do you eat, what do you eat, how do you eat, and how do you exercise, how much do you exercise, how often do you exercise. So everything matters, and this is a constant process of improving, and that's how you can become even more efficient from one side. But efficiency itself is not the goal. I suppose the balance is the goal. It's your lifestyle, your great lifestyle is the goal. So everybody want to live a great lifestyle, but to create this great lifestyle, you need to make a lot of efforts to improve yourself, improve your habits. What do you need for it? You need knowledge and a goodwill. So if you have enough knowledge and you have a goodwill, you don't need to have a lot of resources. You just need to be consciousness and focused on moving into the directions that you really want to go. And that's how you can improve your emotions. Yeah, I cannot say that you can control your emotions. You cannot control emotions, but you can control your reactions into your emotions, and that's what's in your power to react on this emotion. And again, you can learn how to do it in the most efficient way. Yeah, that's where the knowledge matters.
Yeah, I like your idea. So it's so with so maybe many people don't use their resources efficiently.
Sorry.
Yeah, there's a little bit of distortion. Yeah, so with having the right knowledge, people can stay can be happy with with limited resources. And Artem, what would you like? What would you recommend to the viewers they should do to to keep growing and stay happy?
What I can recommend, first of all, is to read good books. You can learn a lot from good books, but it's not enough. You also have to practice those wise ideas it's you get from these books, and only with the practice you became confident, so you really know what works and what doesn't work for you, and that's how you can constantly improve yourself, your habits, your lifestyle. And so reading and practicing, reading good books and practicing all these great things, and of course to proactively create your environment. This is not only books but also how do you live, with whom do you speak. So you also should create this environment proactively. Then you surround yourself with all necessary things that help you to grow.
Yes, good idea. Implement good ideas, and then you will have even more good ideas. Artem, and how do you increase your personal knowledge? People learn from different sources, like from books and from the internet and from talking to like-minded people. Yes, do you use all three sources? What are your best channels for increasing your knowledge?
When you learn from good sources, and then I'm visiting, I'm trying to visit one good event per month. Some of them are really big, and I really like to visit these events, big conferences, as there you can find really nice people on the stage, or in the arena, and you can just hear what people are talking from the stage. And when you read good books, you will hear a lot of the same thoughts from the stage. That's how it works. And later you can realize it's not necessary to go to this conference to listen for these great speakers, as you can read it from books, and it's not very expensive. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars to get the same knowledge, but to understand what is valuable, you should practice it. And probably someday you will be on the stage of these great conferences, and you will tell people your great discoveries, and you will share this knowledge and value with other people. So I suppose this natural curiosity and organic love to the new knowledge, languages, cultures, everything. So that's how we learn more.
And so it seems, you see, every generation acquires some useful knowledge, and often children often children just learn by themselves. How can we how can people transfer their knowledge and experience to their children, to the next generation? What can you share from your own experience? Children often don't listen to their parents. How can parents teach their children?
First of all, you should be interested to your children, and that's why we have to learn new things. As children are very emotional, and they just say, okay, is it cool or not cool, and that's how they follow
The
some.
main criteria is it should be cool.
Yeah,
Then
so
it's
they
good,
follow
useful.
something just because it's cool. So if you are not cool, they will not follow you. So that's why, by the way, now is so popular this genre of edutainment, when a really great knowledge is served in a very entertaining way. So that's why TED Talks is so popular, and other shows. So yeah, I can say that it's not bad. So if something valuable is given to you in a funny way, it's even better. So you are not only consuming some important knowledge, but you also have some joy with it. And yeah.
Good point. If you want your children to learn from you, stay cool.
Yeah,
I like it.
games
Yes.
games are very. By the way, this interactive game mode is one of the best way how you can teach children. Because every children like to play. That's how they interact.
They learn. Oh, the good point. They learn through games.
Yeah, true.
Artem, thank you. You have shared a lot of your knowledge with us today. So, do you think is it possible that some other entrepreneurs who run startups can tell us about their companies, about their products, maybe next week, in 2 weeks?
Yeah, sure. Let's invite all these great entrepreneurs and founders of other startups to share their knowledge, share their experience. I believe that's every person unique in his own way. It's yeah, and everybody can share lots of wisdom from their life and from their studies. So yeah, let's invite. Fortunately, in our community we have a lot of entrepreneurs, so we can invite some of startup founders for the next time. And so yeah, just write in the comments. You can recommend somebody from your network. We are open for everybody, as this show is actually supposed to communicate with the target audience from worldwide. So we are not focused on the specific location or area. So we are welcome everybody.
Artem, if someone wants to take part um, in your next broadcast, and to be, to tell about themselves from your channel, what are the best ways to contact you? Shall they is it the best way to contact you by email, or what are some best ways people can contact you?
Yeah, we will leave contacts below this video, so you can use this link. You always can write us in the comments below this video. So if you know our personal contacts, you can even write us personally. So yeah, anyway, that's good for you. We are ready to communicate.
Can Artem, can people propose some topics that they're interested in, that they want to be discussed in the future?
Yeah, sure. Let's just decide. We can even everybody can suggest their own subjects that they want to discuss for the next show. You can also recommend some startup if you know that you are interested in, and yeah, that's a great idea. So just yeah, don't be shy. Just write it down.
Yes, Artem, are there any other maybe comments that you would like to make?
So yeah, in this time, I just want to wish everybody the best. Yeah, at first, stay healthy, stay happy. Yeah, in any condition, I believe that it's only our choice to be happy or unhappy. Of course, the events that's happening with us not all the time is what we wanted for, but this is our decision how to react on it. This is what I was talking. You cannot control the emotions as some events are happening outside, not from inside, but your decision how to react on it. And in every, even the worst situation, you can still stay strong and even funny, so it will help you to go through any situation in your life.
Yeah, wonderful idea. Find a way to stay happy in any situation, and it will help you to get through. Actually, I read that when people are happier, they are more productive.
Yeah, true. And you know why? As stress is actually blocking your ability to think clearly. That's why, yeah, at first we have to reduce the amount of stress and then increase the amount of joy. And that's how we and actually when you are in a good mood, then ideas is just coming to you from everywhere. And when you are stressed, it seems like your ability to think just blocked. So yeah, that's why it's so important to stay happy all the time.
Wow, thank you, Artem. We have learned a lot from your, from we received a lot of knowledge from you and learned a lot from your personal experience.
Thank you, Alex, for so great questions. I was really answered with pleasure to all of them, and I'm really happy to share all this knowledge with people. Yeah, I hope this video will reach as many as possible. So please share this video. It's free for all, and yeah, invite your friends, invite your teammates. So yeah, thank you, Alex.
Wonderful idea, Artem. Thank you for creating the show.
Yeah, thank you as well. So have a nice day, everybody. And
Have a nice weekend.
yeah, don't forget to like the video, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to come to the next show on the next week. Yeah, thank you, Alex.
See everyone.
Bye bye.